All right, y'all. I want y'all to check this out. This is the cloth that they say that they found at the burial. Okay, and this is the image of the 3D that they have been confiscated since that time. Now, if you look closely where the crown is, okay, where they crown him with the crown of thorns. Now, look at the image real closely. You can see the imprint of braids and the evidence thereof. Look at the zigzags along the hairline, along the hair, the images of where the hair is flowing down. On either side, you can see zigzags within the hair. And along the face, all the way down to the eyebrow, on the left and to the right, you can see like imprints of twists. So Christ had braids. All right. Christ had braids. Look at the hair and how it twists and turns, and it's real knotted along the eyebrow. What is that that's overlapping? What's blocking the eyebrow? Certainly they didn't wrap him up with the crown of thorns still attached to him. Here's what it is. All right. Here's what it is. I'm gonna show you what it is. The blood is soaked into his braids. And as the blood was soaked into his braids, as what you say, you go back through this finding of they're saying the shroud of Turin. Okay, now look, let's get real serious for you believers. All right. One thing a picture says 1,000 words, right? So look. You look along, you can see zigzags along the whole head. And the only thing that's going to do that in cloth is braids. Okay. It says, how did the Turin shroud get its image? All right. But if you look closely along both sides of the face, and look around the eyebrows, you can see what I'm saying. Those are braids. Those are braids. My kingdom is not of this world. The blood is soaked into the hair, and as the ultraviolet light, as he resurrected, caused it to frame this image as it is ultimately dried onto the cloth. Christ was a black man with braids.
Again, my name is Brian Gray. Just to give you a little background on myself and my interests and so forth. It's okay if I wear glasses, just kind of look down, right? I first started studying the Shroud of Turin in the mid to late 1990s. it piqued my interest because it started to come back into the news. In '78, when it was originally tested and studied by the STURP team, the Shroud of Turin Research Project, STURP is an acronym. That kind of started the ball rolling, and they started doing the study. They did the study in '78, and they got results over the next couple of years, and they took a sample. The STURP team didn't, but the carbon-14 little patch there, and then in 1988, it was carbon-14 tested, and so it brought it back into the news. And then the results of the test, a lot of people were questioning, that doesn't sound right, the results. And so the next number of years in the 90s, books and studies started to come out, questioning the testing of it, whether it was correct. Even the people that were, especially the people on the STURP team, said, hey, you sure you did this right? And so all these books and studies started to come out, and what I did, there was a book that came out in the late 90s, The Blood in the Shroud. It's by Ian Wilson. I recommend that if you don't have a book on the Shroud, this is a really good starting place, The Blood and the Shroud. I also want to recommend two websites, shroud.com. It's real simple. And the guy who set that up was actually the one who took most of all the pictures on the STURP team. He's a Jewish gentleman, and he started studying the Shroud. And so he also is like, the guys, when they invited him to do this, said, I'm a Jewish boy. Why are you inviting me to do this? He said, well, Jesus was a Jew, remember? He said, oh, that's right. So he did a lot of the pictures and the infrared pictures as well. And he didn't know, whether it was the Shroud. He didn't go in there believing, and most of the people didn't go in there believing. But a lot of the people, as a result of the study, became believers, including this gentleman. Because then what happened is that the carbon-14 test came out, and he's like, well, I guess that, case closed. And other guys said, I guess that's what it is. And then they started other evidence and looking at it. When I did these pictures, when I did these studies, this doesn't look right. It doesn't sound right. And so a few years passed in the 90s, and another test came out. We'll be talking about that in a little bit, and it blew him away. And he dedicated his life since the 90s to the Shroud of Turin, this Jewish gentleman. And shroud.com you can go to. And just a plug for myself, I don't have a website, but I have a public Facebook page. And all it is facebook.com and /Shroud of Turin Research, the number 1. It's real simple. Anyone can go on it. I have so many articles because I want to do ongoing study and let people know, okay, what's the latest thing, what's the latest study, what's the latest video. There are so many articles and videos that you could just spend days literally watching all the videos that I have on there. And it's just Shroud of Turin Research, the number 1. And just again, the other material, the shroud.com is fantastic.